you. All right, shalom, shalom. This is Bro Michael. And before I begin, I'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and head apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there that's scattered abroad in the four corners of the earth. Yeah, and this is Bro Michael. Come at you again with another live lesson, pretty much touching up on the times and seasons that we are currently living in, which we're in the time where the signs that the Most High have pretty much decreed from the beginning, those things are pretty much being made manifest now. There's a lot of things that's going on in the world that centers around biblical prophecy. Okay, the reason behind all this chaos, okay, uproars, deaths, okay, it all centers around biblical prophecy. Because the scriptures spoke of the scriptures go into detail about these things coming to pass. Okay, even Yahweh Shai, he touched up on these things that's pretty much taking place upon the planet Earth, which proves that we are in the time and season where Yahweh Shai is for the return. Okay, because you seen the things that he pretty much spoke about in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. When he had a private council with his disciples. Okay, or them inquiring of the end, the end of this age, and for his second return. Okay, those things are pretty much being played out here upon the planet Earth in these latter days. Okay, there were two people out there very well witnessing. Biblical prophecy is being activated. Prophecy is speaking. Okay, and then pretty soon these things is going to increase. It's going to rapidly increase because we are at the end. So real quick, I want to grab some here in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, starting at verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." And how you do that? By pretty much reading the scriptures and seeing what's going on in the world that centers around biblical prophecy. And a lot that's going on out there in the world goes hand in hand with biblical prophecy. Okay, it says, "And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And we understand that it's the Lord, allowing these things to happen that's going on in the world, man. Okay, we understand it, that it's the Lord beginning to visit this world. Okay, and you won't have no insight of that unless you read and study the scriptures like how you're supposed to. Okay, that how come only a very few is enlightened and woke on the ways of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Okay, because we know our power by reading the scriptures. Okay, so let's read on. It says in verse 3, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," and there's a lot of earthquakes going on in the world. Okay, you got uproars of the people going on in the world. Look at the uproar in Iran. Okay, look what the situation happened in Minneapolis when this woman got unalived and by ICE. Okay, and you got people out there protesting around the U.S. over that situation. Okay, which proves you, man, that biblical prophecy is speaking, man. Okay, the words of the Lord are not in vain. These things are happening, man. Okay, these things, so like scripture tell you that, man, let me get some real quick. Here in 2nd Esdras chapter 15, I'm gonna start at verse 1, but the point is at verse 2. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And a true prophet is going to speak the word of prophecy. Okay, and that's what we're doing. speaking the words of prophecies in the ears of the Lord's people, which consists of you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Okay. And it goes on to say in verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. See? So the words of the Lord are faithful and true, man. And it's being made manifest now. Okay, because the thing that the scripture said that was going to happen, man, you seeing it happen now, but it's happening on a small level. But pretty soon, man, you know, the Lord's going to unleash these things, and these things going to fully run out into the world, you know what I'm saying, and fully be played out. Okay, so let's go back here to the book of 2nd Esdras. Chapter 9, and read verse 4. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things was decreed from the Most High from the beginning, man. Okay. Now you starting to see it happen, man. Now it's being made manifest in the world now. And it goes on to say in verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And right now you seeing the signs, okay, of the end being made manifest in the world. That was all building up to, man. All these things that's going on in the world, you know, that's taking place on the small level now. These things are signs of the end. We are living in the latter days, in the end times, and things are going to increase. You know what I'm saying? More and more. These things are going to rapidly increase. Things, you know, things are going to get worse. Things is not going to get any better. That scripture tell you that greater evils. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Here in 2nd Esdras chapter 14, and verse 16, it says, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So wickedness is going to increase. Okay. No, evils is going to increase. Bad times is going to increase, man. Okay. You know, you got grievous famine on the way here to America, Babylon the Great. Okay, what's going to consist of an evil time, because during that time, you know, people are going to be lovers of themselves, which that's going on. That's already have been activated. You got people killing their own family members. You got children killing their parents, parents killing their children. Okay, you got husbands blowing their wives' heads off and stuff, catching them committing adultery. All these things are already happening now. Okay, but they are going to increase. You see? And let's read something else. There's it on that. So let's go back here to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, start back at verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So the words of the Lord are faithful and true, man. Okay. You know, every time the Lord said he was going to do something, he did it. And it's recorded throughout the scriptures, man. Okay, when you go in the Old Testament, you know, when the Lord said he was going to bring the plagues to Egypt, he did all that. Okay. And right now, we're in that time with the Lord for the bring plagues to Egypt again. But modern day Egypt, which is here in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and we're going to get into detail why the Lord is going to pretty much bring all these evils and stuff upon the planet Earth in these latter days, essentially here in America, most notably. So in verse 3, it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So by you not believing on us, you know, you don't benefit us. It's like, let me rephrase that. So by you not believing on the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahshai, you know, you're not benefiting us at all. You're not doing us no harm. Okay. See, what we doing is getting y'all blood off our hands. Okay. But what y'all doing is signing your own death certificate. Okay. You really you really getting numbered to the sword, because it's a penalty for not believing on the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahshai. So let's get that right here in verse 4. It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." See that? So that's the penalty for not believing on the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahshai, for not taking heed unto this warning of this trumpet that's being blown. You know, we warning you, giving you people warning of the impending endangerments and great evils that's for the spark off in the world. But you people are not taking heed. Y'all people not taking cover, man. You know, y'all not seeking the Lord. Y'all not considering the Lord now. But pretty soon, man, the Lord's gonna come down with that with his great wrath and bring it upon planet Earth. And all y'all that don't consider searching for the Lord now, y'all gonna try to choose to seek the Lord at the very last minute. Then it's gonna be too late, man. Like what the scripture tell you to seek the Lord early while he may be found, and call ye upon him while he is near. Okay? Because there's gonna be a time where the Lord is gonna have his face turned. All right. And let's read on in verse 5. "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." And these things are going to happen, man. These things are going to happen on a high level very soon. Right now, you're seeing these things happen on a small level, but it's going to increase. You see? And these things are going to come upon the whole world. Okay? Now, verse 6, it says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." And that's why the Lord's going to allow these things to happen upon the world, because you know there's a lot of wickedness that's going on here, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, man. You know, this place promotes anything that goes contrary to the ways of Yahweh Bahashim Yahshai, and that's why this place got to be destroyed. Okay, so when you're seeing more of these signs happen in the world, you know, such as these earthquakes, uproars of the people, food scarcities. Okay, you hear more about that sea hill. That all those are signs for this place to be destroyed, man. That was all boiled down to for America to be destroyed and for Yahweh Shai to return back upon the planet Earth. Okay, and it says on in verse 7, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch." Like verse 11. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm." And this talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay. You know, the Lord, when he deliver his elect, we know when Yahweh Shai come back and deliver his elect. Okay. It says, "And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." So this proves to you as well that this Egypt is talking about here is America, because it says right here again, "And smite Egypt with plagues as before." Okay. So this talking about modern day Egypt. Okay. America, Babylon Great. And that what the Lord's for do. He for smite this place with plagues, man. Okay, because it's so much wickedness going on here, man. This is a sinful kingdom. And like the scriptures tell you that the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. The Lord is looking very forward to destroying this place, man. This place is going to get messed up. And the people that's that have their mind conform to this place, they're gonna get the same judgment as this place, man. You're gonna receive the same plagues as America, man. Okay. Essentially 2/3 of the nation of Israel and right along with the heathen nations, man. You know, you people gonna get it. Okay, the Lord's for to bring these things upon you. Okay, it's gonna be for your destruction. You see, but the only ones that's gonna not be judged on this side is the elect, the 144,000 of the nation of Israel. Okay, and it says in verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Yeah. So Egypt is for the mourn, man. America's for the mourn. America's for to go into some hard, crucial time. You Babylonians, man, for to catch hell like hell, man, in these last days. Okay. You know, when the Lord bring these plagues, you know, when this famine come, okay, that famine's going to contribute to a lot of evil to people committing capitalism, people killing off their loved ones, killing their friends, family members because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. These things are going to happen, man. These things are at the doors now because we are at the end. Okay. Ain't like how it was in the early 2000s or whatever. Okay, we've been that you've been warned about these things, you know, starting from the elders and head apostles all the way down to the like-minded brothers. Now we in a time to where the end is knocking at the doors, and these things are for to happen, and it's going to happen in this lifetime, in this generation, and you can tell because the signs is being thrown out there. Okay, so let's jump down to verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." And that word woe go hand in hand with death and destruction. Okay, so the Lord's for the brain, okay, to this place, death and destruction. Like the Lord said in the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter, that he come not to send peace, but sword. Let's get that real quick. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 34. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." See? So that's what the Lord's for to do. And you know, you go into that word sword, it pretty much going hand in hand with destruction. Okay. So that what the Lord for to bring upon this place in these last days, man. You know, ain't no more peace for to come here, man. And you people out there that's in that peace and safety spirit, you're gonna be, you know, rudely awakened. Okay. You're gonna get caught with your pants down, man. Because the Lord, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's for to punish America for all this wickedness that's going on here. You know, the Lord, the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahshua is fed up. Okay. And what you people going to witness to as well in these little days, that y'all going to witness the Lord's judgments. Because Lord's judgments is going to be played out on a large scale, man. Okay, when he cut off many people that's not of his elect. All right. And let's go down. So let's read here in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14 again. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." Okay, and that sword, you know what I'm saying? The modern day sword now is these guns. Okay. You know, when the Lord put the spirit on these people to rise up, you know, it gonna be, you know, the uproars, you know, the race riots, these civil wars, all these things for to kick off, man, very soon. Okay. And you know, people gonna be shooting people down the streets, wherever they get their hands to, man, to harm somebody else. That what times we're going to. Okay. And it says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another." And what that's talking about? Uproars of the people. You know what I'm saying? And as well too, The Lord said He's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians too. That's for the come to pass. Okay, and these race wars, these things for to pop out, man, very soon. Okay, and it says, and swords in their hands. See that? And again, those swords, modern day swords, you have guns, bats, chains, whatever somebody can get their hands on for defense is going to be used during these times. Okay, that's for the come upon the planet Earth. When the uproars of the people take place, and you starting to see that process now. A bill had just got passed for ICE to come knocking on people's doors and stuff. To go door to door. Which another thing is going to happen. People are going to be invading one another in these latter days. People are going to be getting cast out of their houses and stuff, getting their food taken away from them. Tell you, man, these things for to happen very soon. And if you don't have eyes to see that, man, you blind. For real. So this will be a time, to read them scriptures, man, and measure the time diligently in itself. Because biblical prophecy is speaking. So let's read some more. It says in verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah, so ain't nobody going to regard, the ICE. Ain't nobody going to regard their local police departments, the sheriffs and all that. People ain't gonna be caring about all that. People ain't gonna be caring about the law. People's minds gonna be directly on wherever situation that they may be in. If it's a race war going on, they gonna be fighting for themselves or for their race or whatever. And when this famine comes, people gonna be thinking about themselves. They're gonna be fighting to get their own self something to eat and their family something to eat. Or even so, you go have folks fighting against their own family just for food. That was time we were going to. So let's read on. And it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Slacking. Read it again. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So are you so-called tough niggas out here, so-called tough YNs, y'all gonna be afraid in the days we finna go into, man. When Esau come down having great wrath, when he sent forth the martial law, okay, when they come in like a flood, kicking in your doors, catch you out of your houses, catching your family out of the houses and stuff, taking away your goods and stuff like that. Y'all niggas gonna be afraid, cause the guns that y'all got now ain't gonna be nothing compared to the weaponries that Esau have. Like scripture tell you that my sword, neither shall my sword save me, something to that effect. Cause for one thing, y'all niggas out here so stupid. Y'all actually shoot y'all guns for New Year's and shoot all y'all bullets up. While the other people while the other nations saving their bullets for whatever reason, for well, we all know why. If you don't, you should. Okay. So even so, if you did have bullets, that's still won't be able to save you. Because the only one they're going to be able to save you from these evil times that we for going to is Yahweh Bahashim Yahshua. Because he's the one that's going to allow these things to come upon the planet Earth, man. Okay. And it'd be wise to trust in the one who allowing these things to happen, and the one that had the power to deliver you from the things that he about to allow to come upon the planet Earth, man. So yeah, so it gonna be a lot of men afraid, man. Okay. And you ain't gonna be acting tough, you know what I'm saying, when these things happen, man. All one that's gonna be comforted in these times that we're going to is the Lord elect. Because they already know that these things are going to happen and what our building up to. And especially when the Lord start performing miracles for the elect on this side, The elect gonna be all right. They gonna be laid back. They gonna be in chill mode. Even though we all got to go through, through some things, but but the elect, they're gonna be comforted though by the Lord. Okay, because the Lord's gonna look out for his elect. All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up very soon. Let's read a little bit more. In verse 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods." Yeah, and that's what time we're going to, man. People going to be breaking into people's houses, you know what I'm saying, taking away food and goods. But why would they do that? Let's read on. It says, "Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that's going into the famine. So when this famine kick off, man, you know what I'm saying, it's going to really show, you know what I'm saying, a lot of love wax cold. You feel me? Everything, you know what I'm saying, people will be doing all kinds of sorts of stuff, that you can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying, just to get their hands on some food, or on some water, or for comfort in the wintertime when it's cold outside. Things are going to get so bad out here, man. Very bad, very soon. Okay. Let me get another scripture. Here in the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 7, verse 5. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power and evil, and only evil behold is calm." Yeah. So only evil's bad times is going to come, man, upon the planet Earth in these last days. And here in America, man, America's for the catch hell. Point blank, period. America's for the catch hell for all the wickedness that's being promoted here. Okay, all the rebellion against the Most High. The Lord's for the end all of it very soon, man. But right now, what the Lord is doing is giving a glimpse of what he for the bring. He revealing the signs out there, okay, of what he for the bring upon the planet Earth in these last days. And blessed are the eyes that can see, and for those who have the ears, those that can understand, you know what I'm saying? Blessed are y'all, man. For you will not be caught off guard. You're not you're not in darkness as others. All right, so hopefully this was edifying. And as always, before I end, I like to give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and head apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hopefully elect God that scattered abroad in the four corners of the earth. So next time I say shalom.